Okay. Hi, this is Amber, and I'm a Ruby ambassador with Plexus, and this is our training Zoom tonight, just kind of going over some basics. I want to talk about our why, and I know that we've talked about this a lot, but I'm hoping a lot of people, new people, can watch this and understand how important it is to be believable, be real. Think about why you approached the person you did when you wanted to purchase the products. What made you curious about it? What was something that you wanted to get out of Plexus? What did you see that you're, sorry, I'm trying to mute people and all these people are hopping on. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Victoria. Okay. Why are they not muting? Okay. So sorry. I'm getting all distracted. Okay. So what I wanted to talk about is your why. So really kind of think about what you did to reach out to that person that was doing Plexus in the first place, and what you saw that they had, what kind of maybe results you saw that you were thinking, wow, I'd rather get some sleep, or what brought you to, talk to them about Plexus and purchase your first product. And then think about that, and then think about why you started it. Was it for the health reasons? Was it because you wanted to start your own business? Did you want to be a stay-at-home mom? Did you just want fun money for vacations? Think about that and write it down. And like Dina talked about in the last Zoom, we were talking about the 30-second elevator speech or whatever that you can say. Practice it. Get with your upline and do a Zoom call or a phone call where you can say that. I think it's so important to update your why. It's almost like a resume. So if you've been in the business long enough, your why changes. And I know I'm seeing a lot of us on here that our whys have changed over and over and over. And so I really want that to be something that you look at maybe every 30 days. If you're seeing results and you're like, I feel better, this is not, we're just keep it in your head about the whole compliance thing. Try not to put that on Facebook that you have all this great, results and what specifically they are, especially if we're talking about medical conditions or prescriptions that you're no longer on. But just think about why you're doing it, and then check yourself in a month or so and go, okay, now why am I doing it? Wow, I'm actually making money at this, and I was just doing it to lose some weight. And okay, cool. And then update your why like you would a resume that you're going to send out to people. Keep that very handy for you. If it's something that you want to type up and have it in your notes so that someone's asking you, why did you start Plexus, or what made you get into it? And then you have it and you can send it to them. Or like I said, just rehearse it, make it believable, because it is. It's the reason you started on your journey, especially if you've been in it several years and it's going to change. And Sherry, right before you hopped on, I said we were going to go over these deals, and if anybody wanted to add something to it, throw your hand up. So if anybody want to say anything else about your why and at all? Okay, hold on, Dina. Okay, go ahead.
I just find it interesting that in between my whys, I struggled. If you don't know your why, then you're kind of just in limbo a little bit. You're kind of just teetering. You maybe can, ride on someone else's why for a bit. But I'll never forget when I told Amber, I said, my why was to get, be able to pay for my house. And I can do that. It's almost like, did I only, do that hard and that strong just to make house payment? No.
Mm-hmm.
I started a business, and it kind of took off, or we started a business. But there was a time when I wasn't in tune with my why.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it came this last year, because I'm going to say in 2016, because I guess we saved the house. We were okay financially. I'm still taking the products. I'm still doing good. But I'm not 100% Plexus all the time, which we all have to agree. No one can be 100% Plexus all the time. But I've struggled with the why, and I was like trying to read books, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, what is it? What is it? And Amber told me, if you're like, I do things like commit to doing things like team videos and stuff. And I do that because if I say it out loud and I put it out there, then I know I have to do it. So I told her, I said, I'm going to do a video. I'm going to read on this book. And I said, I really don't know where I'm at, what I'm doing. And she was like, that's okay. She said, take the book, read what you want, and do a video on whatever you want. Why don't you do a video that says, hey, I'm doing a video to let y'all know that I'm really not doing, much. I'm taking, some time for me. And I did. But when we get sidetracked with life, relationships, I got this single empty nester syndrome going on that's like woo woo, it's crazy. I'm discovering a whole new why, and most of it, 90% of my new why is self-growth. Good Lord, I want to be an adult. I want to be emotionally secure. I want to be emotionally stable. I want to be financially secure. To me, it's kind of a part of actually growing up, like in public. And I'm okay. Obviously, I'm okay with it because it's everywhere on social media, my growth spurts. But before I was able to figure that out, I struggled and I wasn't happy, and my business did not do good when I did not know my why. So Amber, thank you, for giving me that time. And I want to say that was 6 or 8 months ago that I couldn't quite figure it out. And when, like I said, when you have kids or your relationships or whatever, and those things, you're suddenly like, oh, it's my time now. So I'm discovering, besides self-growth, like all these other wonderful, amazing, possibilities that I have in my life. So when we say our why changes, it does, but good grief, tap into it, at least know what it is, because if you don't, you're just not going to be happy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't, you're just like kind of, what are you doing? If you have a purpose and you know why, like some people it took me a long time to get that, And another thing, I've always been a quitter. Always, like I could always start something and quit. Like I could start working where I wanted and quit. I could, I didn't quit this. I have not quit. I'm never quitting. So this is something, my home and my son are my biggest, and Plexus are my three biggest commitments in my life. So, I love the Lord. So anyway, that's all I had to say about, the why. And if you don't know it, it's okay. Good grief. Come to Amber or me and we will, help you find your why and make it, encourage you with it. Because when we do that, we know, and we have those goals and we have a plan, it's on. You're unfreaking stoppable. So that's all I have on that.
That's awesome. I love that. And when they started talking about it back, when we first started doing videos about what our why was, I remember thinking, my why, what in the heck does that mean? And I think a lot of us, and I call us veterans of it, we throw that word around a lot because we all know what that is and we continue to keep it in the forefront. But I think the new people, it's so important to get them grounded in what that why is, like what made you reach out to that person to purchase those products. And that's your first why. It's your first why, and it's going to change, and that's okay. So I think that's huge. And I remember, Dina, we were doing videos in the closet. Remember, I was like, just do a quick video. And like, we were laughing because we were stressed out. So funny.
The biggest fun ever. I want to encourage, that's another thing while we're on that. Speaking of duplication, if you do some of the things that Amber and I have done, you will have so much fun. Like closet videos, who would have thought?
Right.
She would go in and say, okay, it goes a little something like this. And then I would send her one back and I would just like totally goof it up. Like, so much fun. But tell about the Marco Polo app while we're talking about that videos.
Oh yeah. Okay. So this Marco Polo app, April told me about when I was actually in Dallas, and Sherry and I had so much fun with it the couple of days before she did her testimony at that deal. And you download it and you can actually I can video myself talking to someone. Like you pick the person. Like if I'm going to pick April, I hold my phone. I'm like videoing myself talking to her like, hey, we need to get together. You know, what are you doing tomorrow? Blah, blah, blah. And then as I'm videoing it, if she watches it live as it's going. So she's almost like a couple of seconds behind me if she happens to be on right then. And then she can hit record back to me. And so she's like, hey, I'm available tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. I mean, Sherry and I were looking at clothes. Like she was going through her closet trying to figure out what she was going to wear. And I was like, oh, that's cute. Oh, this is cute. Oh, let me see your boots. And so we were just going back and forth. And it's like so handy to be able to like see people's emotions. And I don't know. I love it. Like, I think it's awesome. I'm trying to get my mom and my sister on it because I think it'd be hilarious. But anyway, that's a really cool app if you want to like connect with some of your leaders or people in your downline or just your friends. I think it's hilarious. I just love it. I love it. I mean, I love it. So that's really cool. And then let's see. Okay. Then we were talking about three-way chats. Sherry, do you want to talk about that since you're like the queen of the three-way chats? Okay, I unmuted you.
I muted myself back. Okay, hang on. Oh. Okay. I don't know. I don't remember what I was going to talk about.
Well, we did our little list and how important three-way chats are and how they've kind of fallen off a little bit, and we were talking about how they work.
They have fallen off a little bit. I think as it gets started, they don't think it's necessary to continue for some reason. But it absolutely is. That third-party validation. Michelle and I've got one going right now. And that third-party validation is huge. And they work. They absolutely work. So I do think it's very important to continue doing what works.
Mm-hmm.
It absolutely works.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's evident in the growth of this team. It's like that's one half of the reason that it worked is the three-way chat. So
I think maybe as people get rolling, maybe they think they're being an inconvenience to their upline by doing three-way chats possibly, because, maybe they've started 10 and they don't want to, they're like, oh, I don't want to bother her anymore. No, that's what we're here for.
Right.
Please. That's what we're here for. So yeah, don't think that at all.
Okay. Good. And then fighting negativity, I think that's something that freaks people out a lot. Okay, go ahead, Dina. Sorry.
Okay, am I muted or can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, good. I didn't change. I just took off my sweatshirt. Okay, I have a question for Sherry. Sherry, can you like role play one of these three-way chats? Like roll it off your tongue. I heard you begin to do it one day with Michelle, and I just want to know how it goes. What I heard you say that day was something like, you get them, you say, hey, hi, this is my upline, or this is my power partner, and I've added them, to our combo to blah, blah, blah. And then you said something to the effect of, I asked them what appeals to them. Is it the business? Is it this? Is it that? So can you just say, do you recall some of the things you said that day, or can you?
I can do it now. I've done it so many times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to hear it. I caught it, and then someone said, hey, we're at the restaurant, come on, and we left. And I was like, I'm still hanging on a thread of that conversation. Like, how does one go when, say, I add someone to it, and then I go, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna, put my upline on here and follow this conversation. How does that go? What does that sound like?
It's actually a process that would take about an hour to explain.
Okay, well, give us a short version. I mean, like, what's the use of a three-way chat? I know it's third-party validation, but what else goes on in one?
What else it does is it takes away, let's say Michelle is brand new, because we've got one going right now, Michelle and I do.
Okay.
She's brand new, okay? Mm-hmm. She's maybe been in the business maybe she joined tonight, And she doesn't know how to answer these questions. She doesn't know how to respond to someone's questions. Not only that she doesn't know, but she's afraid of how to respond. So when you introduce the three-way chat to a brand new person and explain to them how to do this, it takes all fear away of them posting those public posts on their Facebook. They have no fear because they know I've coached them to begin with. As soon as someone responds, as soon as someone says, what is this? What is Plexus? To private message, I will private message you. And then start a three-way chat with that person and your upline. And all you have to say when you start this three-way chat is, hi, Dina, I would like to add my business partner, April, to this, this chat. I've got it all written down. I do the same thing over and over and over a million times so that we can get your questions answered. And that's it. And let upline run with it and sit back and watch. And I'm seeing some people, they're trying to jump in. And even though, like, if I was doing one with Amber, it'd be real easy for me to jump in the middle of it or with you because I pretty much know what to say. But it's about that third party validation, and it's about me not saying anything because I know that person. So it's more about the other person coming behind you and saying, oh, and them following the three-way chat, which is basically GoPro with Plexus intertwined in it, is what it is. So it is a process that takes about, I'd love to be able to go, you just do da, 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 and run with it, but it's a little more complicated than that. So it's easy, but it's also complicated because it can go off in, you guys know when you talk to someone, it can go off in several different directions and you have to be prepared for that. And that's where GoPro comes in. So
right.
It really kind of gives you that, don't you agree, Sherry, sort of that how we were all hung up on the shield of confidence. It almost, you just, as a person that's adding the upline, you literally just go, oh, okay, let's do this. You just sit there and watch the magic happen. And the more you see it, the more excited you are about it because you're like, oh my gosh, this is good. Because I think, several people have done it on their own now, and it's awesome. And it's
what happens is duplication takes hold. They see you, a brand new person, if they see you do this 10, 15, 20 times, most of the time they're seeing it done 40 times or more before they're running on their own.
Mm-hmm.
See this happen over and over and over. A brand new person, they just kind of go, oh, she says the exact same thing over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. And it works.
And so duplication takes hold.
Yeah.
And then they do it with their team, and and that's what's happened. And then the ball just kind of keeps going.
Yeah.
Way too much.
So the next topic we had was negativity, because I know a lot of the new people are getting freaked out when something goes haywire on posts and somebody comments negatively, or you might have those friends that need to have their mouth washed out with soap and they hop on a post and they start cursing and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And they start panicking. So I don't know, maybe we should tell everybody, clean up your friends list before you go public with Plexus. But good Lord, some of these posts I'm seeing, I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe these people are talking like that. And the ambassador's trying to build a business. Just be careful of that. Be careful of what you post that's not Plexus. If you're wanting to build belief, if you're wanting people to believe in you and want what you have and want that positivity, and we post in hangover pictures and, seriously, what are you thinking? It's like eating a big fat donut with sprinkles all over it. And then 30 minutes later going, I'm so glad, Plexus has helped me make healthy food choices. Really? Because they're going to remember the big fat sprinkly donut. I'm not saying don't have it. Just don't have it publicly. Don't freaking post a picture of you eating a 7,000 calorie donut and then saying, I love that Plexus helps me make food choices, because those people are out there and all they want to do is shut down whatever you're doing. They want to be able to go, I knew that wasn't going to work. I knew that was a scam, because that's the kind of world we're living in. Nobody takes someone's word for it. We want proof. We want results. Show me what it's doing and continually show me what it's doing forever and be consistent. And so, that's kind of exaggerated, but even on the small things, woke up this morning with the worst headache I've ever had in my entire life. My Monday's going to suck. I hate life. I mean, I look at these people and I'm like, oh, well, great. You just shot like 4,000 people out of the water that was thinking of messaging you today about Plexus. I mean, just be aware of that. And that's what I want a lot of the new people to, because I think those that are on here, we're kind of like, you know, see this happen and we know that it's not good for your business. If you want your business to grow, if you don't care at all, knock yourself out. But I'm just saying it's really a turnoff, especially to people that may have been watching you and stalking you and not posting, not liking or commenting. And all of a sudden they see this consistent behavior, this cycle of negativity. Oh, she must be back on Plexus. Oh, she just went out and had 3,000 drinks and said she staggered home and had to call Uber. Oh, she's back on Plexus. It's just stupid. People aren't going to believe you. I'm sorry. I have to be blunt about that, but it pisses me off, if you want my honest opinion, when I see it. I'm like, this is so crazy. And they're the very ones that are messaging us saying, I don't know what's happening. I can't get any customers. I don't know what to do. Well, that's what you're doing. You're eliminating your entire prospect group of people by doing that. So, be that in front of people if you want, but don't put it on social media. I feel like I'm talking to my kids, but dang it, it just irritates the crap out of me. I'm sorry. So anyway, stay positive if you want your business to grow. It's really simple.
And it's a credibility thing too, because you're building credibility with your friends and family. And
right.
So it's huge when you're representing a health and wellness company.
Mm-hmm. I will tell you something that was so crazy. We were at the ball field the other day with Cameron, and they had it was like the spring field day. So they had all these vendors set up, not even making this up. Quote me, check it out. I should have taken a picture, but I was horrified. Walked by this tent, and I'm just going to say what the company is. I really don't care because this is just between ambassadors. It was an Advocare booth, which is fine. That's great. Whatever works for people, totally fine. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying. Big tent, husband and wife, or maybe it's just a guy and a girl, whatever. And we're walking by, and I'm not kidding you. They had Dunkin' Donuts boxes, and they were telling people, do y'all want donuts? We have donuts. We have lemonade. Do y'all want donuts and lemonade? And I'm like, that does say Advocare. Okay, whatever. It just made me go, really? What are you trying to sell? Not that donuts are unhealthy. They are all the time, but it just was this weird thing. And my youngest was like, why are they giving away donuts? I'm like, you know what? I have no idea. We're not getting any. So just keep on walking. And so I just thought that was so strange. And so anyway, that just kind of reminded me when we're talking about this thing, you're trying to build belief. I'm not saying they need to hand out salads, but what? You know what I mean? Okay, whatever, but to each his own. Maybe that they thought they could get people in there and say, hey, you struggle with donuts, have one and then drink this and you'll go forget about donuts. I don't know. And then another thing I wanted to talk about, if anybody else wants to talk about that, man, I got all worked up. Look at all that red blotchy. That's my niche right there. Okay. And then people are going to drop off, especially for all this huge wave of new ambassadors. You're going to have people that are not committed like you may be. They may try the products. They were looking for a quick result. In a week's time, they didn't lose 7 pounds, a pound a day like they thought they were going to lose, which is the very reason that we all have to stay compliant and not post those type of results publicly. Okay, I'm off that soapbox. But it's going to happen. People are going to drop off. They're not going to have the results they thought they were. It's not going to meet their expectations. They may have decided to put off a bill in order to buy Plexus for a month, and then they decided, you know what, I can't afford it right now. What I want you all to do that are new is not to write those people off, first of all. You can talk to them. You can find out why they dropped off. Just say, I'm so sorry to hear that. Is there, what were your results? What were you experiencing? And if they say, I just can't do it right now, find out what their problem is, not their problem, but what the issue was. And don't take it personal, first of all. We all that have been in the business long enough have known people who went, guns blazing with Plexus. They might have completely stopped. They might have turned off every single product, whatever, got off of it for months. And all of a sudden they pop back up. Hey, I needed to order again. I need to get back on this. So don't write them off. Don't be ugly with them. And don't say, well, I can't believe you're quitting. Now I'm not going to get my bonus every month, whatever. I'm just saying, people tend to get all personal, and don't take it personal. Think about you. If you used a product and it didn't work as fast as it did, or as fast as your expectations thought it would. And that's why it's so important to set them up in the very beginning. to know that this is a commitment. It's almost a Sonia Dudley thing where she was like, I'm going to be your coach and we're going to play ball and I'm going to throw you the ball and you're going to throw it back to me. This is a give and take, and you need to let me coach you if this is going to work. I mean, I love that because all of us are just like, oh my gosh, I got a new customer. Yay, she bought this, this, and this. And then what do you do with them? You know, and she really makes it more of a commitment, like a person to person. Look, if you want to be successful with these products, and I feel very confident that they will meet your expectations, you need to let me coach you, and you need to, you know, run with me and do what I ask and just really be committed. And she gets that commitment from them, which makes it more personal instead of it just being shipped to their mailbox and they just read the package to see what they're supposed to do. So people will fall off. That's why you want to continue to grow your business, continue to get new people, try to, you know, cultivate those relationships to find new customers and perhaps new ambassadors, and understand that they may come back, they may never come back, but don't take it personal. You know, this is a business and this is what it is. It's like, I don't think the lady at Target is going to burst into tears because I returned a defective product. So don't take it personal. Just go, okay, I'll go on to the next one. And so if you need help having conversations like that with people who decide that the products didn't work the way they thought they would, let us know. Let your upline know. Tell them, you know, let me, you know, what happened. I used to say, the standard thing I would say was, I love to hear feedback no matter what it is. Can you just tell me? And sometimes, a lot of the times, I could save that person from stopping their preferred status or stopping that auto ship just because they were taking it wrong, or the way they took it wasn't working. And I was like, oh my gosh, you don't have to drink it in the morning. You can move it to the evening, or you don't have to take BioCleanse like this. You can move it to this. So just getting that combination that works for them may be the key to them continuing to be on the products. But don't write them off. Even if they leave and they go to some other company, they may be back, they may not. It's their choice. Just don't take it personal. And then another thing, does anybody want to talk about that? Or have any questions about that? The other thing is to run with the runners. In the very beginning, I tried to save every single level one. When they would fall off and quit ordering, or, you know, tell me they didn't want to do the business anymore, I just wanted to choke them. I wanted to find out what is going on. Why are you not bleeding pink blood like I do? What's your problem? This stuff's amazing. You're crazy. I mean, seriously, like, I wanted to drill down, find out what the problem was, fix it, and keep them on the team. And I would keep going back to them. Every month I'd be like, dang, I can't believe she quit. She was so great. I'm just going to message her again. I even sent this email to all inactive level ones one time. And at the bottom I put, if you want me to shut up and quit bugging you, just type unsubscribe in the subject and reply back to me. And I had one person do that, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to talk to her anymore. But I took it so personal that I kept thinking, why do they not see what this is? This is such an amazing business. I mean, she's posting on Facebook that she can hardly pay her bills. She should be doing this. She'd be a great fit. And then when I look back, I'm like, did I tell her that? Like, did I reach out and say, you know, did I give her enough confidence to let her know that I thought she could do this, whether she thought it or not? But no, I kept wasting so much time. And Dina and I remember a long time ago, we had this conversation. We were talking about it, and I was like, you know what? We got to go with the people that are doing stuff. We got to go with those people that are reaching out to us, that are wanting to contact us, that are sending us messages, that their teams are blowing up, and quit wasting time with these people that are not interested in the business and not seeing the vision that we have and not growing like we want them to grow. And then just check in with them. You don't have to write them off, but I mean, I would stress over it. I mean, like, once a week, I'd be like, are you sure you don't want to get back on Plexus? You know, I really think you'd be great. Over and over. And these people were probably like, this is why, because you've lost your mind. Like, you're crazy. And I'm not drinking the pink Kool-Aid anymore because you're a nut job. So I really want people to understand that you need to, like, find out what that reason is. And all of us wish we could probably go back to that first time and have all the knowledge we have now, and to be able to save those people that we thought would be amazing in the business. But again, reach up to your upline when you have questions like that. When you see people drop off, find out why. Don't just go, oh my gosh, they hate my guts. We're never going to talk again. I can't believe this. I'm so embarrassed. Find out why they quit. Get those reasons, and it'll help you be a better leader. It'll help you be a better person, because you're dealing with those uncomfortable situations that most people just go, oh, well, I don't know what to do. She stopped ordering and I have no idea why. Sometimes it might be a credit card issue. Sometimes it might be Christmas time and they want to save money. And sometimes it may just be, you know what? I didn't take it consistently for 2 months, and I've got 3 bags of Slim in my counter, in my pantry, and I don't want any more of it until I can catch up. So reach out to them. That's the main thing. It's all about relationship building, and it's all about cultivating those relationships and getting all the details you can so that you make them feel comfortable, instead of them saying, well, I took it like you told me and you haven't checked in, but I haven't been on it for 3 weeks because I can't sleep because I'm taking Edge right before bedtime. I mean, hello. But some things that we may think is like, why would you do that? They may be thinking, you know what, I got a little bit tired at 4 o'clock this afternoon and decided to pop an Edge, and now I'm bouncing off the walls like a coke head. So like, keep in contact with them. Find out why they're slowing down, or why they're not taking the products, or why they quit ordering, so that you can tell them, you know what. And Cindy and I talked about this. She had some people that were on her team that went to a different company. And the one thing, and I was like, I'm one of those people that when you're talking and we're right here, I'm already 3 sentences past you trying to fix what you're telling me. And so I have to like bite my tongue. And as she was telling me this, I was like, okay, well, she just needs to make sure she continues those relationships. And at the end, she was like, you know what? I wished them luck, and I told them I hope they have success. And then some of them, I think she said, were having great success on other products. I mean, from another health and wellness company, and that she told them she was proud of them. And I saw your results or whatever. And that's what we have to do, because like I told her and we were talking, some of these people may be back, and you don't want to burn those bridges and take it personal and just X them out of your life because they didn't see the vision you had, when they may just want to get quick results and they find out, you know what, the grass isn't greener. I decided that I want to come back to Plexus, and they want to know that we're there for them when they decide to come back. So, you know, wish them luck. Don't take it personal. Don't get upset. But that's why we always need to be, you know, listening and reading those social media posts when you see people that are waking up saying, you know, I haven't slept in 2 weeks like I wish I could. And then reach out to them. Private message them and ask them, have you heard of Plexus, or can I tell you about this? Because they want to know you're going to be there. It's embarrassing if you stop. I mean, I think about stuff like this. Like if I were to stop doing Plexus and go to another company, and then I wanted to get back into it because I knew that this company wasn't giving me what I had in the beginning with Plexus. You know, some of us are like, oh gosh, I don't even want to call her. She's going to think I'm crazy because I quit going to her. But you know what? If you continue that relationship with them that whole time, they're going to be like, you know what? Amber's going to be there for me. She cheered me on with this other company. Like, she was happy for my results. And that's the end result. It's all about relationships and them knowing that, you know, you're going to be there if they decide to come back. That was the 5 subjects that I had put into notes when we were talking, Sherry. Do you have anything else? Let me unmute you just in case. I mean, I know I talked really fast. Dina, I unmuted you too.
I unmuted myself. This is Cindy. I want to share something. Can I share for a minute?
Absolutely.
Okay. I have a level 1 that's been on my team for, I guess, a couple of years now. And she's very inconsistent. She doesn't take her products like she's supposed to, but she complains a lot about different things. Anyways, she messaged me and she asked me, I need to know how to cancel my ambassadorship because I'm not going to order anymore and I don't want them taking it out. So I called and found out when she was going to be charged. I called her back and I said, okay, let me walk you through it so you can find the form. And as she was doing it, I asked her, and she's literally looking for it in the library, and she's like, I found it. I said, okay, now print it or fill it out, however you've got to do it, and do that. I said, but let me ask you, do you have any product left? Because I know you weren't taking it all the time. She goes, yeah, I do. And I said, did you see any difference? She goes, oh, yeah, I felt great. I said, okay, I'm confused. I'm really confused. If you felt great when you were taking it and you could see some results, then why didn't you keep taking it? She goes, girl, I just forget. I said, you know, I love you. I really do. We've been friends for a long time, but you don't forget to drink that glass of wine every day when you come home. I just flat out told her, and I said, you know, she goes, yeah, you're right, touche. And I'm like, okay, so you're telling me that your stomach's always upset, that you've got all this constipation issues. Why don't you just take it? And she's like, I'm so whiny about it. She goes, you know what? I'm going to stop being a witch and I'm going to go ahead and take it. And I'm just going to go ahead and place another order for the triplex.
Wow.
Had I not called her and physically walked her through that, I would not have been able to have that conversation through a text message.
Yeah.
I talked her out of it temporarily. So I'm going to be working with her, but we spent about an hour, almost an hour, a little over an hour and a half talking about everything under the sun. And every chance I got, I'd say something about Plexus and how that associated with that. And so she goes, that's interesting. I go, yeah, you never know what you got until you look really deep. So just don't give up on those people, like Amber said, because you never know.
Yeah, that's true. They just need that one call. There's so many people. I wish I could go back and go, okay, I'm smarter now. Like Amy Kozlowski, I don't know how to say her name anyway. That diamond, I remember she posted a while back. It was like this open letter to every ambassador and customer she ever let down because she never followed up. And I got to go back. I'll message her and have her send it to me. It was so cool because she was like, I'm smarter now. I know how to answer your questions. You know, I'm not just brand new. Like, I have so much more knowledge, and I'm so sorry that I never got back to you and didn't find out why you stopped taking whatever. But I'm publicly calling myself out and telling you that I'm here and I'm ready. It was just really cute, and it made me think, man, if we could all go back with what we know now instead of just, because I can remember people saying, can you show me how to shut off my auto ship? I'm like, oh yeah, all you have to do is go in your thing, log in, and click cancel, whatever it was at the time, or I can call them for you and tell them to cancel it. I never even asked them why. I mean, it like people like that are new, like I think it's so important that we let them know. You might want to find out why they're wanting to stop, because it could be something as simple as I forget to take it or something crazy, or you know, whatever. It's funny to me. I wish I could go back in time and like have this going on back then. Probably already be diamond. Anyway, anything else? Oh, hang on. April, go ahead.
I had one that actually canceled her membership last week. And she called me several times. We kept calling, and it seemed that she always called me while I was driving and I couldn't get in front of a computer. And it was one of her reasons that she had was one, she was, and as soon as I say this, you're all going to know who I'm talking about. She was not very computer literate. She didn't have a computer at home. She didn't do a lot on the computer. And so she was always having to call for help. And she actually felt like she was interrupting us all the time. And she did not feel comfortable with that. And that has really made me think about, am I giving that that sense to anybody else? Am I making anyone else feel uncomfortable for calling me? Now, hers was a different situation because everything that she did, I always had to be at a computer. So driving down the road was never a good time for me to work with her. So hers was a little bit different of a situation, but it really made me start thinking, am I giving off an effect that I don't have time for my people? And it's just something that it's probably good for all of us. And I just say that just for all of us to think, yes, we want to be busy. We are busy, and we want to let people know that our time is valuable, but are we saying it's too valuable for the person who needs our help?
Definitely.
And that's something I just felt like we all should maybe think about. Yes, we want our time to be valuable, but give that person value.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, just thought that was something good to say.
Yeah, that's good.
Very good.
Yeah. Well, let me take a picture, and this time I'm warning you all, unlike somebody in the bottom left corner of my screen that starts with an S and their last name starts with a K.
Oh, how funny.
Okay. Tell me when y'all are ready.
Wait.
I'm waiting.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Everybody get all print the one day that I go work out when my hair's jacked. Okay, I need that body cream. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. No, okay. Never mind. Ready?
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
How do you count us down, Dina, you tell me when to push the button.
I don't look good at any angle, so I'm just I'm trying to get an angle. Go ahead.
Okay.
All I can see is my arms. Okay, go.
Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3. Now I know why Sherry did it without anybody like knowing it was going to happen. Okay, let me stop recording. Hold on.